The commander for the Living Energy Precon is Saheeli, Radiant Creator. She reads, whenever you cast an Artificer or Artifact spell, you get an energy counter. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may pay 3 energy. When you do, create a token that's a copy of target permanent you control, except it's a 5/5 artifact creature in addition to its other types and has haste. Sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. So as we play this deck today, it's going to be completely random. I'm going to cut this in front of you all so that you know that it is random. But what will never be random is our opening hand. And in our opening hand, we have a command tower, Sulfur Falls, we have an Attune with Aether that we're going to play turn 1, Arcane Signet, this Aether Wind Basker, which is going to kind of be how we deal a ton of damage to our opponents, Nissa World Soul Speaker, as well as a Solemn Simulacrum. It's a nice combo between the both of these cards over here you guys are going to see. So we're going to draw for turn, and we're going to draw into a Conjurer's Closet, which is an amazing card right now. Let's go ahead. We'll play this command tower on the battlefield. We'll swap that here with the closet. We'll go ahead and pay a green. We will cast Attune with Aether, which is going to allow us to search a library for a basic land, reveal it, and put it into our hand. Okay, so we're going to be grabbing this island. I'm revealing it to you all. And then this is going to go to our hand, specifically grabbing an island because the Sulfur Falls over here necessitates that we have an island or mountain in play in order for it to enter untapped. So that's why we grabbed that land. And then we're going to go ahead and pass the turn in this situation. We will draw into an Evolving Wilds, which will go straight to our hand. Nothing bad about that card right there, considering we have Nissa in our hand, and you guys will see later what that means. We're going to go ahead and play this island, and then we'll tap 2, and we'll get the Arcane Signet onto the battlefield, going ahead and passing the turn here in this situation. But as you notice, we will draw for turn into an Arcane Denial, which we can use to pretend that we are countering something at some point during this video, should we need to. And then we can go ahead and play the Sulfur Falls, which will enter untapped because we have an island in play. And then we will play or pay 4 mana and get Nissa onto the battlefield. But new players, I need you all to understand something, or just to see something if you're buying this deck and playing Magic for the first time. Nissa gives us the ability that as we play a land, we're going to get 2 energy counters. Keeping in mind, just so everybody is aware, because we played the Attune with Aether earlier, technically we're supposed to have 2 energy counters. So I'm going to take this dice and place this right here because we have 2 energy counters. But notice that 2 is not the number 3. And the reason 3 is important is because when we talked about Saheeli earlier, Saheeli needs for us to have 3 energy counters for us to be able to create a copy of target permanent on our turn. So generally, when we play commander decks, especially commanders that have an ability like this, we would like to play our commander and get the ability off the same turn, just so that we don't have our commander get destroyed and not have the ability to use the ability, right? So we're going to leave the energy counters right here on the top. Nissa is in play, so now whenever we play a land, we get 2 energy. Go ahead and pass the turn. After that, we'll untap. We'll draw into a Soul Ring. Amazing. We're going to go ahead and put that in our hand for a second, and let me think about what we're going to do. So here's a bit of the conundrum for new players. Look, so we could play Soul Ring this turn, but also keep in mind that our commander, Saheeli, gives us energy counters as we cast artifact spells. So when you're playing, you can decide whether to, I could play this artifact and not get an energy, or I'd wait for Saheeli to be in play this, and then get extra benefit off of me playing this card. So I'm going to choose to do that right now. I'm going to go ahead and tap the 4 mana that I have, and we're going to get Solemn Simulacrum in play. As this enters the battlefield, we are going to get 2 energy counters from the Nissa. So this is going to go from 2 over to the 4, because when he enters the battlefield, we search a library for a basic land, and we put it into play tapped. So the first basic land I find, we'll put that into play tapped. We grab this forest over here. Looking at our hand, we still have yet to play a land this turn. I might as well just leave the deck like that, because we can play the Evolving Wilds. This land will enter the battlefield, And then that will trigger Nissa, bringing us to 6 energy counters. And then we can sacrifice this right now, which is going to let us search our library for a basic land and put it onto the battlefield tap. That will enter the battlefield, and then we will get another energy counter. Wow, that kind of worked out really well, actually, with the way we were drawing our cards. I totally didn't mean for that to happen. I mean, I knew this was going to happen, but drawing that Evolving Wilds there was actually really nice. So we'll go ahead and pass the turn in this situation. Looking at the top card of our library, we draw into an era of innovation, which is what I feel like my YouTube channel is going through right now. We'll go ahead and put this card into our hand. And looking at what we have, noticing that we have 8 energy counters. 8 is more than 3, which means we can activate Saheeli's ability right now if we want to, and we're going to do that. So 1, 2, 3, and 4 mana, allowing us to play our commander Saheeli. Saheeli's entering the battlefield, which is amazing. And I think that we could also tap this Sulfur Falls to play this Soul Ring. And as we play that Soul Ring, we're going to go ahead and get another energy counter off of this, or from the Saheeli, I should say. And then just to maximize the amount of mana that we have, how about we tap the Soul Ring and the Command Tower. We'll look at our hand, and let's save that mana up. We do have an Arcane Denial inside of our hand, which is a counter spell, so we can stop something on our opponent's turn. Let's hold up the mana for that counter. New players, instant speed spells get cast on your opponent's turns. This is probably, counter spells are some of the most powerful spells in the entire game. So when you have them, make sure that you're holding up mana so that you can play those cards. So we're gonna go to combat right now. And as we go to combat, we're gonna pay 3 energy. So I'm gonna remove 3 of these counters, and we're gonna choose to make a copy of Solemn. That this is a copy of Solemn because it actually kind of looks like him actually. That is a 5/5 creature with haste. So what's going to end up happening is that's going to trigger Solemn's ability. So we're going to end up searching our library for a basic land, which I draw immediately into, or find immediately. That will enter tap, which will trigger Nissa, which is going to give us 2 energy counters. Now, as we should, because we have a 5/5 Solemn Simulacrum, we're just going to go attack somebody, and imagining that we just deal damage to someone. And then what we're gonna do is pass a turn, but as we pass a turn, this card has to get sacrificed at the end of turn due to Saheeli's ability. So that will get sacrificed, but amazingly enough, Solemn Simulacrum reads, when this creature dies, you may draw a card. So on top of everything that just happened, we are now going to draw a card, and we draw into a Path of Ancestry that will go into our hand. And then we'll go ahead and pass the turn. And then as we draw into a Retrofitter Foundry, a card that I'm not sure if it's really going to do much with what we got going on right now. But I think in this situation, the card that we would then draw into or play into is this Aetherwind Basker that allows us to create energy as it enters the battlefield and attacks the 7/7 creature that we can copy to deal potentially 7 damage and then 12 damage on the following turn as we create copies of this creature. So that's basically how this commander deck works, guys. So we're basically building up our board state, generating energy, getting value off of the creatures that we are copying so that we can play bigger creatures and start copying those creatures. And that's going to be the video for the Living Energy Precon. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, remember to like this video and subscribe to the channel, because every single time Precons release, I go out and I get the Precons so that I can make these videos for you guys. I appreciate all the positive comments that you all have been putting in the comment section. If you guys would like to see upgrade videos for this Precon, if you guys have ideas for videos you'd like to see in the future, please put them in the comment section below. Let's try to get this video to 100 likes. If you guys get this video to 100 likes, that tells me that you want to see upgrade guides for the Saheeli Precon as well as the Temet Precon. We can make upgrade guides for both of those decks as long as this video gets to 100 likes, okay? Always remember, everybody, I always say the same thing at the end of my videos. Eat healthy, or as healthy as you can. Work out every single day. Planet Fitness is $12 a month. You can work out for 5 minutes. 5 minutes is good. Most importantly, you got to remember to believe in yourself, because in this world, if you don't do that for yourself, nobody will do that for you. Okay? Maybe I will. Peace out, people.